Hey fellow flowers, Violet here. Welcome back to my little crafty corner here with my craft lace. Today I'm going to be breaking down how to add beads and giving you some tips and tricks as to how you can nail a cute little beaded keychain like this one. And if you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe and comment down below what you'd like to see from me next. So let's dive right in, and I'm going to be showing you an easier method first, just so you can build a little bit of the intuition behind adding beads. This is a box stitch keychain that I started with some scrap string, hence why everything is like all over the place and nothing is even. But when it comes to adding a single bead at a time, you can gather two strings which are across from each other, slide your bead on, bring it all the way down to your working surface, and you'll notice that I still have my two other strings kind of hanging out on the side here. And with those, I will make two loops, and I will make another box stitch just right on top of the bead. And for those two strings that we had inserted through the bead, we'll just want to open those up, and then we'll form those two loops kind of in between those two side strings. So we'll go over and under our main loops, and if you have any kinks in your strings, of course, unravel it, make sure everything's nice and flat and even. And then we'll do the same for the left side strand, and then we can just pull this box stitch tight. So we inserted a bead, and then we just did our stitch right on top. And then you can continue doing your box stitches and continue your lanyard. You can add more beads if you want, but that's really the simplest method, is just insert it onto two strings which are across from each other, and then do a stitch on top, and it'll anchor everything down. And you'll see that you do have those strands kind of passing on this side, which kind of gives it a cool look. So if you don't like that look, you would just insert all four strings and start your stitch on the next side. But I kind of think this looks a little bit cool. So now for the more complicated method. So this one is obviously like a 10-strand wall, and I'm trying to add a series of beads because I'm making a big word. I have a bunch of letter beads and all that. And so doing that same technique isn't going to work quite as well for me because I can't just do a stitch on the other side. It'll make the whole lanyard look like super warped and crazy. So instead, what I'm going to do is break out the lanyard into smaller lanyard segments. So you see I've already done the word boondoggle here. So on my purple string here, I used the two purple strings which were across from each other, and I added my full word, and then I broke out the lanyard on either side of it. So I have this 3-strand wall here, and I had to add in another black string so that I could have that wall going. And then on the other side here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, do some math here really quick, 6 other strings on the other side, and I've broken this out into its own wall as well. And the idea is that I want to make walls on both sides of my letters for as long as that word is, and then we will rejoin the wall together afterwards. So I still need to add the word queen on here, and I'll show you exactly how to do that. So I'm going to use the yellow string to put my letters onto. I'll gather both strings which are across from each other for this yellow strand. Then I'll gather my beads, which I have in a baggie here so I don't lose my words. And same idea, we'll slide all of our beads onto this yellow strand. Okay, and now we will slide all of these beads down towards the base or down towards the working surface. And we can kind of press them up against it as best we can, just like so. And then now you'll see that I have a blue and green on one side, and then I have the orange, red, and green on the other side. So I need to break out those into two sub-lanyards again. And I'll show you how to do that. So first, I'm going to turn the lanyard so that I can see that working surface like so, and you'll notice that in order to make two more new lanyards on this thing, I'm going to need at least another main string on the top and then another main string on the bottom. So I have to cut another black strand that I can insert in here. So this is my black strand, and I'm inserting it by going underneath those two yellow loops, or underneath like the two yellow strands. And then I'll have this black strand passing on the bottom. I'll have this black strand passing on top. And I'm just going to use my finger to hold it there for now. And I'll do my best to kind of make a loop on either side with it. And we'll start on the top. So for the normal main strand, which was already in there, I'm just going to loop that down. And then I'll weave my side strings over and under these 2 main loops. This top one will become a little brick wall, so it's only going to use that blue and that green. So once I get this green strand in here, I will pause and I will just do more brick stitches there. And I'll just pull those side strands tight, and I'm only really going to pull on this main black strand, which was already in there. I'm not really going to pull on the one that I inserted, just because it's really just going to only slide it around. But now I can form my 2 loops, just as if this was already a lanyard or already a 2-strand lanyard. And we'll just move on, and I'll continue to make these brick stitches until I get to the length of the word. I've just done a few stitches, and if I turn it, you will see that here I have that smaller lanyard broken out. I'm no longer weaving the yellow, the orange, and the red, and the green, and all that together. The blue and the green are its own thing now. So I still have that black strand on the other side here from the one that I inserted, and I'm going to use that other side of the black to do the same thing, but with the orange and the red and the green. So I'll just bring that black over to where it needs to be. We'll fold this one up and then weave all of the side strands over and under those 2 main loops. So gathering from the left first, then I'll grab this one from the right, over and under. Then I'll move on to the red strands, over the first black strand, underneath the second one. Pull that through, do the same thing for the red and the green. And now I'll pull this all tightly together again. Now we can pull on both strands, just because that black strand is anchored down in the other lanyard. So I'll just tighten everything up over here. And then I'm gonna do super brick stitches here. So I'm doing just a 3-strand wall up here. Over here, we're doing that 2-strand wall. And we're just gonna go until they're both about the same length, and they're kind of wrapping around that queen word. And then we're going to bring everything back together. All right, and after a few minutes, your walls should be the same length and about the length of that word, like this one here. And now you will be in a pretty good position to rejoin your walls together. But very briefly, you want to make sure that you have the right main string in the right place. These are the black strings that I had inserted, and they are a bit shorter for what I want. So I'm going to do one more stitch to get my longer strands, which are here, in that position. Now after doing that one more stitch, my regular black strings are back where they should be, and I'm just going to leave out those 2 shorter ones. And what I'm talking about are those black strands that we added in we will just let them kind of hang on the side while we do this stitch and bring everything together, and we'll trim those later. But from here, I'm just using those longer black strands, my original black strands, and I am weaving 2 loops, putting this whole lanyard back together and rejoining the wall, similar to what we did in the combo lanyard tutorial. So I'll post a link down below to that if you want to check that out and get a little bit more practice on that. But for now, I'm just going to weave this wall all back together, just as if I never added the beads. And we can continue doing our stitches until it's time to rejoin with the wall from the boondoggle word. But that's for another day. But hopefully this explained to you how to add beads to your lanyard and gave you a few ideas of methods that you could use for accessorizing your lanyards a little bit more. And if I turn this one and I look at it from the side, you'll see that I had those 2 breakout walls, and then we just put them back together. And yeah, we'll keep working on it. But thank you so much for watching. Keep blooming. Be sure to let me know what you'd like to see next, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.